I have done just a really short video to show you how I have used a quilt panel. It's this one here. So I have dozens of quilt panels, and sometimes I find that they just come in and they go out straight away. People love them and they're feeling inspired and they know exactly what they're going to do with them, or they maybe fit a purpose, like they're bunting or something. And then other times I get a panel and I'm like, oh, that's really fun, that's really pretty. I'll stock it, and then it sits here for sometimes years, and I don't understand, because I'm like, oh, but it's so pretty. Why not choose this one? This is one of those panels, so I thought I would sew it up so I could show you just basically how I felt inspired to use it. Now, it is a bit of an awkward shape, so I think that's probably sort of where the maybe the uncertainty about what to do with it comes from. The height is the full bolt width, which is generally around 110 centimetres, and then it's 60 centimetres wide. So when you're thinking about a quilt panel and you think about quilts, that's quite an awkward shape, really. But I was like, well, actually, it is the perfect door size. So I had yesterday, just in the afternoon, I turned it into a wall panel. It took me about 3 hours, but I'll do a close-up and I'll show you some of the free motion quilting that I've done, because that is the only thing that took the time. We didn't want to add the quilting, you wouldn't have to, and you could make that easily in an hour, which is why I've not done a full tutorial on how I've done it. I just thought I'd talk through the stages. So I cut the panel. You can get this panel on my website. You can get wadding on the website as well, or just it's a small amount, so you might have an offcut that you could use. It's a great project for using offcuts. The backing fabric, I have just used a plain black solid fabric, so really inexpensive project as well. Now, I didn't quilt with the 3 layers together. I got my panel, I put it on top of the wadding, I free motioned, I basically just went round all of the writing, so I've just done it in the black, and then just filled in the space. One thing I'll say about free motion quilting is I've only recently, in the last 2 quilts I've made, discovered quilting gloves. These were just off Amazon. They've made such a huge difference to how I'm able to quilt. I feel like I have to stop less. It glides much easier, and I find that there's a lot less strain on my shoulders. So I'm not, I don't normally recommend products, but if you put off by free motion quilting because it feels a bit awkward, then it might be worth trying out some gloves. There are loads of different ones. They weren't in this expensive brand or anything, but I thought I would mention those. So once I'd finished free motion quilting, I basically just created the back. I'm going to show you. Created like a runner along the back. So this was just a 3-inch strip. I just did the full bolt width. I folded the insides in so that they were hidden, and I've just top stitched it down. So I sewed it, then turned it out, pressed it, top stitched it down so that I could put a stick through. Now, the stick is actually from buying plants online. They often put sticks in and then like a topper to stop them getting squished in the post, and I always save them, and it's perfect for a project like this. You could just literally go in the garden or go on a walk and find something the right size though, so don't go and buy anything specially. So I did right sides together, left a turning a gap, I left it at the bottom to turn it out, pressed it, top stitched around the edge, and then it's done. I've used 2 just really basic picture hooks on the back of my door. I decided to do when my little boy was in bed, and I thought he'd still be awake, to be honest, but his dad came down and went, "You're scaring George, who's thought we're being broken into," because I'm there hammering on the door. So yeah, apologies, George. But I was really keen to just get it done because it was so quick. And I'm really pleased with it. So this is my new sewing room quilt panel. Grant me the serenity to accept seams that don't line up the courage to rip them out, and the wisdom to know the difference. I am very much a leave the wonky seams kind of person, because they add to the personality and the project. So I don't know what kind of quilter you are, but that's me. So I think it sums me up quite well. If you have any questions or your comments, or you feel inspired, I'd love to hear from you. Give me a little like and subscribe, because I'm hoping now I've got a little bit more time, I'm going to be able to make some more videos like this. My next project is another quilt panel that I'm hoping to share with you in the next few weeks.